Your priority list. How to know what to focus on. This is a really key exercise to really help you get clarity and absolute focus on what you want to do next, but more importantly, why. Creating a priority list for yourself, it might feel a little bit indulgent, but trust me, it will really help you on those days that you feel like giving up or you're not sure why you're doing something. Your priority list will be there to have the answers. So for the next 10 minutes, we're going to go through how you do your priority list. You will probably need a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I would give yourself about an hour to do this exercise and really explore it in detail. Print off the slides by all means and scribble on them and really explore what comes to mind. Let's have a go at it. Let's see what comes out. And I'm really interested to hear what is on your priority list at the end. How do you know what to focus on? So right now, what are the things that help you decide what to do when? So you get up in the morning. What are the things that are helping you to decide? Intuition, could be somebody else's action list, task list. Could be just you having an idea. Or you could have an absolute things to do list that you rigorously go through. How do you know, though, the things to focus on that will help progress? And there's a big difference there between progressing and moving forward towards goals or changing things, or just being really busy all day. I'm definitely someone who knows how to be busy all day and get to the end of the day and think, right, what happened? What did I achieve? So creating a priority list will help you to do your planning, to think about how to make decisions, and will make you feel better at the end of the day, knowing you can look back and say, well, I took these 3 things today, I took these decisions, or I did these actions, and these are the reasons why. So let's have a bit of an explore. A priority list is where you put your energy. It's the things that you know you're not going to compromise on anymore. You'll be really clear on your non-negotiables, and it'll help you make a decision. Now, a priority list, it might feel like we're sort of asking you to make 20 bullet points of things that you will live by. It's not that. It could be there's just one thing on your list. It's just your absolute sole purpose, your sole priority. Or there could be 10 things on there that you want to address and tackle over the next year. It's up to you. And as you go through this exercise, you'll get a sense of how big or how small this might be. I've used a concept called your life dashboard. It's based on things like the life wheel, which you may have gone through if you've had some life coaching with someone or you've read some books on how to kind of evaluate your life. I've created a dashboard. For me, it's not about having every single part of your life, at peak performance, 10 out of 10. That's impossible. Nobody can achieve that. So a dashboard gives you the sense that at any point in time, you are in control. You can dial things up, you can dial things down. And it's your dashboard. It can give you an indication of how you're doing at any point in time. So what does it look like? These are the 6 things that I think are the things that affect your life on a day-to-day basis. There may be a few examples that fall into any of these boxes, and that's fine. When you do the exercise, just scribble down the things that are important. It's not important so much as the framework as what you get out of it. So your life dashboard is made up of friends, family and relationships, health and well-being, community and recreation, self-growing and learning, career and work, and wealth and finance. And in each part of these lives, in each part of these things in your life, you'll have things that are going well, things that aren't, or they maybe just won't even be a part of your life. And that's what the dashboard is designed to do. It's designed to say, what are the things that you are focusing on now, and be really clear on that. So this is why it might take a bit of time. You've got to really think about, where is your energy going at the moment? And then part of it is, what are the things that you actually want to be doing? And is there some things you want to turn up and turn down? By retuning your dashboard, it'll help you get a sense of control, that actually you probably have more decisions and more options than you know. And it'll help you understand why not everything might be working for you all at once. It's impossible. It's impossible to have a lifestyle which will give you everything all of the time. There are always compromises, and your dashboard will help you give a sense of why that might be happening. So let's do the first quick exercise. Quickly rate your life. Now, I've kind of done something here which is red means, well, it's really bad. Amber means satisfied. Green means brilliant. I thought a red, amber, green might help give a sense, if you're a visual person, of, where you think you are really quickly. So this isn't a long exercise. It's really quick, and it's all about intuition. So if you look at those kind of sections, what would you say? Friends and family and relationships. Are you red, amber, green? Health and well-being. Are you red, amber, green? Community and recreation. Red, amber, green. Self-growth and learning. Red, amber, green. Career and work. Red, amber, green. Wealth and finance. Red, amber, green. What does your page look like? Have you put everything at red? Is everything a complete disaster? No, it isn't, by the way. You will always have things that will be better than other spaces in your life. It might just not feel like that right now. So that's the first stage. You've intuitively give a sense of, when you read some of that stuff, where do you think you're at? Now spend a minute on each dial and scribble all of the things that come to mind when it comes to that title. So things like friends, family, and relationships. What does that mean to you? Scribble, 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 and don't stop for a minute. You could even keep going longer if that feels like a comfortable thing to do. And put down all of the things that are springing to mind, and try not to stop writing. So the topic comes into mind, set your stopwatch and go for it. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And hopefully you've got lots of notes all out on the table, and you can start to see what things you have lots and lots of scribbles and notes on, what things are just one or two things, what things you've got energy, what are the things that are making you feel a bit stuck when you look back. So it could be that things in perhaps career and work, you've got lots and lots of scribbles. Could be all sorts about, I love work, I'm enjoying a project, I'm getting a bit frustrated with things, I'm feeling stuck on some things. And it could be all sorts of stuff in that career and work. In health and well-being, it could be, I don't do enough exercise. Full stop. That's all you can get. So whatever it is, have a look and see where the energy lies, and see if there's anything that's springing out at you or shouting out at you that needs attention. Now rank these in the order of importance to you. You could use your scribbles, or again, you could use your intuition to say, okay, what am I prioritizing? What is really, truly important? If it truly is finance, look, I just got to pay the bills. This is my number one thing. That's your number one. So rank them 1 to 6 in terms of importance. Be honest with yourself. And then rank these in order of where you spend the most energy at the moment. Again, use your scribbles. They might have clues, but really think about, where are you spending your time and energy? So if you're saying that your friends and family and relationships are the most important thing to you in the world, but you're constantly cancelling meetings or not being sociable and not calling them, you're not spending any time in there, then there's a mismatch. If you're saying that health and well-being is number one priority, and yet you don't spend any time on yourself, being healthy or going for walks or doing exercise, then there's a mismatch. So think about your dashboard in a sense of you have two dials, one which is the reality of what you're actually doing, and the other dial is actually it's where you're putting your energy. Where do you want to put your energy versus where you are? So it might be that you need to either stop the film now or watch the whole thing through. This is a short film about this, but as I said, it's an exercise that will probably take you about an hour to do properly. If not, spend all day. Just really think about those parts in your life. It's well worth it because it'll help give you clarity on what you really want to be doing and where you think you are. It's surprising how many times there's a mismatch. Surprising how many times that people will say, my family are the most important thing to me. And then when they look at it, they don't get home in time for bedtime. They cancel social evenings and social events. They're not prioritizing it at all. It's just a sense. And sometimes they'll say, yeah, but I've got to go and work to earn the money. And that's me prioritizing my family. Well, that's the narrative, but is that the truth? There's a lot of challenge in what you're going to be thinking and what you're going to be doing. There's probably conflicts. And that's why your scribbles, your free scribbles, when you're writing it all out, will help you give some of those answers. The truth of what you're doing and the truth of what you want to be doing is a really hard thing to work on. And it will involve you really taking some leaps. So don't think that this is going to be an easy exercise. There may be some truths that you're going to have to face. When you've done all that, have a think about, right, what do I want my dashboard to be? What things do I need to retune to get more aligned so that the dials are more aligned together? And as we said before, it's not a case of every single part of this dashboard being green, everything firing all cylinders. It's about being honest with yourself. Sometimes that's not going to be the case. Or sometimes you'll be quite happy with something being okay today. It's not perfect, but it's just okay. I'm not doing all the exercise and health up that I want to, but it's okay today. I'll focus on that another day. Get a sense of where you are prioritizing. So when you look at those 6 things, what now are the things that you want to be on green? Perhaps there are some things that you're quite happy to be on red for now. There may be some things on orange that you want to work on to get, to improve. But set yourself some goals around these areas. That is what will create your priority list. It's where you're going to put your energy, and where you put your energy is where you get results. So if you want to see more of your family and friends, you have to create the time to do that. And you can. You can do anything you want. Your life is in your control. There isn't somebody who's telling you, you must do all these things. You're telling yourself, you need to work late. You need to do this job. You need to earn the money. You're telling yourself these things. So creating your priority list helps give you a challenge on how you're going to make your decisions in the future. And again, go back to this. What are the things you're not going to compromise anymore? What are your non-negotiables? So in your next step, if you're looking for a job at the moment, or if you're thinking about setting out in a new business or in a new way of working, think about the things you're not going to compromise. Think of the things that you are willing to let go of to create this new life. Some things you might have to say, it's just not working for me anymore. When people have done this in the past, it could be things like they have a green in their community. They have a huge sense of community and they put a huge amount of effort and energy into it. But when they really think about it, actually, they're not getting anything from it. They're feeling like it's all take and no give. And even though there's a sense of purpose, they're not feeling happy. They're not getting that sense of achievement and satisfaction that they did originally. So they have to challenge themselves to let go of some of those things to create space for other stuff. that was just an example of community. That sounds quite selfish doing that, doesn't it? But you know, I think we've all been there where we've volunteered for charity work or on a committee, and it's fun at first, and then suddenly there's a point where it starts to feel like people are just taking and you're not getting anything out of it. This is what the dashboard will help you do. It'll help you get a real sense of the things that you're getting happiness from, that you're getting satisfaction from, where you're getting your energy from. It's all linked to knowing your why. Knowing your why we've already talked about in some of the other masterclasses, but it's a real fundamental thing that once you know your purpose, it really helps you get through the day. And your priority list will give you that guidance. Why you're doing something. So on the bad days, you just remind yourself, look, I know why I'm doing this. I've taken this job because it's closer to home. It means I can get home on time. I know it's not ideal. It's not as much money as I was earning, but I'm fulfilling my absolute priority, which is get home on time. So just be happy with that. Be settled. You made the right decision. You're getting something out of it. There's always compromises. So it's knowing your why. It brings you back to your center. It brings you back to the reasons why you've done something and why you've decided something. It also helps you know why other things might not happen. So if you start to get frustrated that you set up a new business, and yet you're not earning the same amount of money as perhaps you did in corporate life, you can bring yourself back to knowing, yeah, but you don't have the corporate life. You have now a business that you're passionate about. You set it up yourself. So you're not going to have the great big salary at the beginning. It might come eventually, but you've made compromises. And again, you know why you did that. Keep reminding yourself. It'll keep you in a good space. Your why does not have to be huge. When people talk about purpose and why it starts to feel overwhelming, like about changing the world, it's not. It can be really small, simple things that are more about you or about your family or about your circumstance or your community. It's your why and it's owned by you. That's the special thing. No one else is telling you this is what you should be doing. It's yours. It's your purpose. Therefore, it's your certainty. It's your calm, and it's the point. It is the point of you. But the one thing that we really need to think about is your why is owned by you. Nobody else. So your why and your priority list give you fresh focus, gives you absolute clarity on why you're doing something, and you will really understand your why. I hope that has been an interesting exercise. I would stop what you're doing now and spend perhaps the next hour exploring it. I would love to hear about what's on your priority list, what you found out of that exercise. Please drop me an email or just get in touch. It really fascinates me, this exercise, because so much comes out of it that you weren't expecting. And when you really think about where you're putting energy versus what you think you're doing it for, there can often be some huge mismatches. Hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've got lots out of it. Please ask questions if you need any more clarity, and enjoy creating your priority list.